So we have Marlo Amos admitting that she is on Ozempic. Bronx, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you don't care either. Oh, Jesus. Who did Kenya's hair? Because this is giving me Frederick Douglass mixed with Polly Pocket's crimp and curl. Honey, it's a no. It's thick. It's thick and not in a good way. What wig is this? Because that ain't your hair. That ain't your hair. We were about Kenya Moore hair care, not Kenya Moore crappy wigs. I've seen excrement that would look better on top of the head than this. Ooh, Lord, and your chesticles. That's not a good look when it's smashed. Oh, look at you. When it's smashed in, honey, don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. You got some good grapefruit, but you're giving grapefruit juice with that. Those chesticles are ready for ocean spray paint. How Brooklyn gone feed? Or you wanted to have another one, how they gone feed? Drew, you look like a collection of rejects from Joanne Fabrics. I don't know who told you to put that bumpet in your head, but you need to stop listening to liars and people that don't have your best interest at heart. But I am grateful to see you didn't come on television with your adult contemporary hairs. So say hello to Bronx Rodgers. He is a Chihuahua mix. He is a year and a month old. He likes sitting in laps, chicken breast, and cuddles. I couldn't be happier. Now he'll get on the bed, but he don't dig it up. He don't dig it up. Kenya gonna say Sheree needs a spinoff for Watch Me Date These Dumb Dudes? What should your spinoff be called? The Spinster series? Even when I pay, I still can't keep them? Old and alone? Divorces and donors. How about that? That's what your spinoff could be called. Divorces and donors. Watch me date these dumb dudes. Girl, I don't know how you gonna point out plotline penis when you sitting on one. Oh wait, no you're not. Your donor wouldn't even give you no dick. But you got so much to say about Sheree. See Kenya, this is why people go in on you. You could have sat there and ate your food, but you want to talk about Sheree's fake men when you ain't had no real men of your own. This is why we go in on Kenya, because when you're lacking, you want to laugh at others where you lack. You in the same boat. You're both in the manless boat. At least Sheree gives me a closet lesbian. You out here pining for penis and they still take a pass on your puss. Now that's sorry. So we starting with Sheree's backstory, which hopefully means she will not be back since she hasn't added anything to the show since Who Gon' Check Me Boo. I don't care about the story with Bob's daughter. I truly don't. The marriage has been over for over a decade. Why do we care about crouching sperm, hidden kids? I want to hear about Sheree's puckered lips, hidden lesbians. When we gonna talk about the flirting and squirting? Up in Chateau Sheree. Sheree's like, this is way before me. It didn't matter. She older than my oldest kids, so it don't matter. I didn't know him. No harm, no foul. She's getting $113,000 a year from his NFL retirement. All right, Andy, call Candy out on her Speak on It. And no, we all talked about Sheree's new face and that pug nose she had. So, of course, we get to Sheree and Martell, and she says, you know, I had to break up with him or take a step back because it was a lot of noise. It was a lot of noise. No, you don't care about his BDE because you don't want to see a penis. You want vagina, say you want vagina. Tell the truth, you don't want to see a penis. But girl, go on, because a lie don't care who tell it. Kenya, stop trying to make the revenge adult photos a plot line. That's Carlos King's plot line. I love how Andy Cohen is like, I'm not paying that dust. I'm not about to give Carlos King airtime on the Bravo network. He talks about us, we don't talk about him. So Kenya is asked, why'd you wait so long to tell Sheree that Martell was up in your DMs? And she said, oh, well, it wasn't relevant at the time until they said that they were an item. Kenya, you was holding on to that for a plot line. Andy said, well, you know, Sheree, you've done many interviews where you've pointed out Kenya doesn't have a man and can't keep one to save her life. But Sheree, you don't have one either, so I don't know how the manless is gonna call the manless manless. Sheree said, Kenya, if you upset, bring a man next time. Now, Sheree, you up here with the piece of a man that you paying for a plot line, bragging on it. You're both sorry. You're just sorry. Then Drew saying, oh, it's hard dating out here. Saying it said, well, how you know you supposed to still be married to Ralph? Child, the Floridian secret's about to be let out the bag. Floridian secrets. Oh, God. Andy, you know Kenya's divorce ain't final. Why you gonna ask her to announce that at the reunion when you know she's gonna peck at that for another plot line next season? You know this heifer's game. Well, Kenya said, you know, maybe the divorce would be finished if Marlo hadn't been kicking at the door with that foreign ankle. More! Can you summer more? Marlo Amy says, you know, I'm really sorry to Brooklyn that she was in between me and Kenya's mess. Hey, who are you talking to? When did you apologize? Kenya, she apologized right now. Shut up. Just shut up. I'm sick of your non-plotline having butt. We already found out your salon did not open. That soft opening was the same thing that Sheree did when she pretended to move into her mold-filled edifice. I've had enough out of you. Oh, goodness. Now, Kenya gone hand
Marlo Amy says a penis.
All you're doing is wasting lawyer money having this heifer come to court to talk about the damn show. And I'm sorry, Kenya, you don't bring your kids to a work trip. If this is an adult girls' weekend, kids are left at home. Oh, Andy said, child, this ain't nobody's subpoenas. Ain't nothing filled out. You just out here handing out forms like you're doing something. You need to get yourself a real binder like Monique Samuels. Oh my God, Andy said, I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting. You need to bring a better stunt. You, the prop queen, the stunt queen, gonna come with unfilled paperwork. You know you need to dot your I's and cross your T's, heifer. That's why you still ain't divorced, showing up with blank paperwork because you got a fake marriage license. Oh, God, now Kenya's saying, you called Mark 2 years ago and asked for dirt on me. Kenya, I'm sorry, but you seem to be grasping at straws. Child, I don't think Marlo cares enough about you to call your, I guess technically ex-husband, if the paperwork's real. Aha! Andy Cohen said, oh, you'd pay for your own birthday, Sheree, when we get to this Martell mess? And she said, me? Now, Andy Cohen, you know good and damn well Sheree ain't never paid for nothing, never, ever, ever. I mean, maybe with a fraudulent check, a fake bank note, a scam, a scheme, with a charlatan shekel. But as far as pay, honey, pay ain't Sheree. Oh, Andy said you have a very interesting relationship with bills. Child, Andy honked the horn on that ass. Oh my God, Sheree, you gonna lie and say nobody's ever taken me to court and said I haven't paid for your bills? Your lawyer who is driving around in your Aston Martin would say different. And Sheree gonna say, and nobody took me to court for stealing an idea. But I'm sorry, the person who did your She by Sheree designs is in process of taking you to court right now because She by Sheree didn't pay. Oh, Candy said, let's not talk about why you ain't paid the guy with the fashions and that's why they ain't on the website. Candy said, look, what was on the runway ain't on the website. Sheree said, well, why don't you mop the nasty floors in your restaurant, which I'm sure do need tending too, and make sure that refrigerator is cold enough for your shrimp. We don't want ptomaine poisoning. Andy said, well, worry about your new face. Sheree, you got up in that cheap garment and said, Candy, you could never. Candy already has. You exercise because that's the one thing you can do for free. Ooh, Candy said, you are a low down, dirty, nothing ass bitch. Okay, Candy, come with it. She said, you low down, dirty, we ain't getting flirty and squirty. Candy said, focus on your businesses. Sheree said, well, you should focus on yours. You keep having shootings. I'm sorry, Sheree, you done got way more shot in your face than there's been at Candy's restaurant. Oh, Lord, we done got the She by Sheree pamphlet this early. You know, the argument was so dry, I had to go to sleep for a few hours, and now it's nighttime, so let's continue with this tired, trifling season, filled with tired and trifling trollops. And you know what? Since Sheree ain't gonna take this serious, since she on the wrong team, you know what? Me and my bridemaid, we gonna read her like Nene for the rest of the episode. Since they ain't gonna take it serious, I ain't gonna take it serious either. Because my mouth is dry from talking about these tired-assed issues. And now we got a pamphlet about it. Sheree, you couldn't put out a pamphlet of your own fashions, but you can put out a pamphlet about other people's business that doesn't pay you. But you still haven't mentioned your Aston Martin that was taken by your divorce lawyers when you refused to pay, but you said nobody sued you. A lawyer sued you successfully. Candy said, I wish you would print some fashions. I wish you would 3D print that. Well, you know what, Candy? She ain't on the right team. Now, you're on this platform and you're not doing nothing. Bloop. If I was Nene, I would say you take your pauper's penny saver back to your heifer's hovel. But then again, Nene would never be able to give that kind of alliteration, so I guess that's just me. Okay, now Sheree wants to downplay Candy selling clothes for $9.99 at Tags, which is smart because that's the price point that your viewers are willing to pay. Your stuff isn't worth $75. It's not. Andy is not about to ring the gong to get these girls to calm down. I cannot. Kenya gonna ask Sheree, why didn't you put me on the cover? Because it's her pamphlet. Why would you be on the cover of her pamphlet when you had no storyline? Why do you think you were at the top of Sheree's mind? She ain't trying to snack on your snatch. Oh, Andy said the first 6 pages are devoted to taking down Candy's restaurant. And the last 2 pages are devoted to the Tags boutiques and calling it cheap. I call it affordable and intelligent. Andy said, now, you know, Candy, you done sold some Shein and AliExpress at Tags too. And Candy said, sure did, but I own it. I didn't act like I got out here and designed my own stuff. I said you can get it at teespring.com/the Biffa Emporium. Oh, he said we will all be able to see the She by Sheree news at BravoCon. Oof. At least we won't have to look at Kenya's wig. It's just so greasy. It's like one big piece. I don't know why she thought this was the look. I mean, your hair is your thing and your hair is beautiful. I've seen it in real life. What made you put this Kim Zolciak grease ball on your head? This is as poor as your taste in men. And that's piss poor. Sheree still has not turned a profit. You're not smart. You're just not smart. How have you not? You've got to be lying because the IRS is listening. You've got to be lying. You've got to be lying because you didn't invest anything into this business. You invested nothing. This is just a higher level of Teespring. This is a higher level of Teespring. You did not have anything pre-printed. We could tell by your failed launch. But you gonna get on TV and continue to lie because that's all you know how to do is lie and defraud. You're disgusting. A disgusting failure. Go on, say, I haven't turned a profit. I've been working on it for so long. You haven't been working for so long. The most work you ever did was push out them kids for Bob. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Lesby. Let's start there. Oh my God. I mean, you haven't made it, but you just, the IRS is on to you, heifer. I'ma call him right after this episode and tell him you was lying, cause you is. Cause you can only make money when you haven't invested anything, and you don't have anything to invest. You really think we believe you invested in your own product? We have watched you for the past 15 years consistently not invest in yourself. And you think you've snowed us into thinking you've changed? Sheree, we're not as stupid as you. Don't you get on here and insult my intelligence. I won't have it. Lying heifer. Oh gosh, Sheree done given Drew one of her tester bags. I can tell it's used through the screen. Why wasn't it wrapped up in a box? Like, Sheree, you had that at the house to give to her. If I'm going to give you a gift, it's going to be in a box. It's going to be tissue. Where's the receipt? Why couldn't you give her a little engraving, give her something special? You had that crap at the house. That's what they gave you as a sample. And now you're going to pass it on to her because you don't even wear your own stuff. You're sorry, heifer. Oh, God, now we got Drew's plotline. Honey, I don't care about the starless Drew Sidora and her husband's Floridian secrets. Oh, God. Drew really said making a movie with Candy and Todd was top tier. Then how'd you get such a bottom of the barrel product? Uh-huh. Andy asked Candy, so how'd you feel when Drew said she was only gonna do Lifetime and above? Candy said, good luck. And you know what? I'd wish you good luck, but I ain't gonna waste a good wish on you. So now we got Drew and Candy arguing about Candy being upset that Drew called her a liar, and this whole her kissing Toya thing was to promote a movie that didn't exist 2 years ago. Again, my mouth is dry talking about this non-issue. Drew, you're an obvious lesbian. Candy, we know you eat coochie. Y'all just need to crunch and munch, flirt and squirt, and call it a damn day. Oh goodness, now people are afraid of Candy because she's got 10 million followers. Candy said, look, Drew, you've been gaslighting Ralph as much as he been gaslighting you, because you on this stage lying, acting, but you ain't gonna get no Emmy, heifer, and you ain't gonna get no Oscar. Sanya said, well, you did lie on me last year. Finally, Sanya said something relevant 30 minutes into the episode. Why is she here?
Oh, but now we got Marlo, Amos, and Drew going at it. Marlo said, well, you know, Drew, you're tongue kissing girls and you're ashamed to admit it. I own my liposuction. I own my Ozempic.
Andy gonna say, we'll be right back with our friends Courtney and Moneta. Courtney ain't nobody's friend. No lip trollop. So now we have Mute Moneta. I mean, we don't need Candy to have a choral arrangement for this program. We don't. Moneta brought nothing. Absolutely nothing. Her silent husband gave more than she did. But Moneta, if you ever get tired of him, send him my way, because that's my kind of pink toe. Aha! So Courtney says, through her lack of lip. Courtney said through her lack of lip, well, me and Ralph are related because his mother's brother's sister's daughter's aunt married my uncle's brother's nephew. And Andy said that's a very tenuous connection. It is, but she needed some way to get on the show since her husband left her with absolutely nothing. I mean, she doesn't even have Sheree's air mattress to sleep on. Drew said it's giving fake cousin. Courtney said, well, everything about you is fake, Drew, and that's a fact. I mean, Drew, you really shouldn't talk about authenticity, especially after that piss-poor acting in the past. You can't pass. I could have passed a kidney stone that would have been more fun and entertaining than the pass. Oh, God. Now Drew throwing peaches at Courtney. Oh, no, she's throwing prunes. Well, those should be actually pitched at Rafiqal. Marlo gonna say, don't throw stuff over here on my gown. That is not a gown. That is a moo. You got that from Walmart for $19.42, because the prices rolled back from $32.98. I saw the rollback on that. That's a Walmart moo. All you did was add a dead Muppet's feathers. Now, I want to know, which Muppet did you kill? Was it Janice? No, it wasn't Janice, because it's blue. Did you get Gonzo? You'd already driven one woman to suicide. Now you got Gonzo? Marlo Amos, there's a special place in hell for you and your deep voice. Oh, Jesus Christ. Courtney, what in the ice-capades do you have on? I can't even put it up because I can't show that much mashed cleavage. What is up with the mashed cleavage? My goodness, the stays in your bra so high, if you look down, you stab yourself. And also, I want to say thank you all for the name suggestions. I decided to go with Bronx because that's where I used to live with my father, and those were some of the happiest days of my life. So, I know we're going to have some of the happiest days of my life, and we already are. Somebody said I should name him Repeat, and that, I would say, out of all of the suggestions, that was my favorite. And I would have named him Repeat, but it's 2 syllables, and it's easier to just say Bronx. It's 1 syllable. That's how Pete ended up being Pete and not Benjamin Airedale Rodgers. But yeah, Repeat, if he had more of like a Pete energy, he's got a Bronx energy. But if he had Pete energy, and I can have up to 3 pets here, so you may be getting a brother or a sister. But if I get another doggy with Pete energy, I could see naming that dog Repeat. I could see that. Yeah. They make a house a home For a house is not a home when there's no one there to hold you tight and no one there you can kiss goodnight. Did Marlo take some type of mood stabilizer, shall we say, allegedly? Because she's giving me an induced tea, allegedly. I mean, she ain't really said nothing, ain't really offered nothing, you know, a little jab here or there. But she seems kind of like Phaedra did that year they caught her lying, subdued.
But now we have Marlo Amos' tired-ass plotline.
Marlo, I do not believe you have had sexual relations with Scotland. Marlo, you stupid. If you letting Phaedra expunge your record, she has access to your social security number, you gonna end up in jail like Apollo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kenya was wrong. Comments on your live don't go to your DMs, but comments on your stories do. If somebody comments to my story, it goes to our DMs. That's why I don't like commenting on stories. You can comment on a story and it's like once you send a DM, you're shooting your shot. I'm like, child, I just thought the video was funny. That was it. Kenya gonna say, well, Marlo, your date's in with money being left on a dresser. Well, Kenya, your dates never begin. At least Marlo knows what she is, who she wants, and how she wants it. You, meanwhile, sit at the table of life starving while she feasts on shrimp and lobster. And her pussy, her prerogative. So what, she gets top price for her puss. Nobody would pay for yours, you gotta pay for penis. You out here paying for penis while she's getting paid. Who's winning and who's losing? Who's right? Who's wrong? Do, 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 do. Who has tried to fuck you lately? Ooh, nobody. Who's treated you right, Kenya? Ooh, ooh, nobody. You wanna make fun of Marlo's worth, 'cause she sells her pussy now. But her pussy is worth more than the earth to the men that pay. You don't have a man, but you make fun of those that get men to pay them. Look for something strong on your own. Who's right? Who's wrong? Do, 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 do. Who has tried to fuck you lately, lately, lately? Ooh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Andy called Kenya on her lie. Why wouldn't your man on the show? Oh, well, during the super teaser, Marlo said that she dated him too, and he didn't want to be associated with that. Andy said, the show would wrap by the time anything had come out, so I'm going to need you to give me something plausible. I need plausibility. Can you just go on and admit that your personality is so rank, foul, anal, and acrid that don't no man want to be around you, that you have to pay for penis? Meanwhile, Marlo gets paid for merely her companionship because she knows how to be a joy to be around. Ha! Marlo said, well, you were doing your commercial for him for his business. And she right. Wait, we're asking Marlo for her opinion on the ladies' reunion looks? One, I'm not feeling this Little Mermaid color. I think we just should have let, Chloe and Halle rock that. However, you're looking like Mrs. Roper in a dead Muppet. Your opinion no longer matters. Marlo gonna say Kenya's feathers look too peacocky and you look too Muppet. You're giving Fraggle Rock a Fraggle Rock failure. Jim Henson would have said too much, too much. Courtney, them titties is showroom new. I'm glad you was able to get a new pair with the pittance they pitched at you this season, but oh Lord, there can be too much of a good thing. You can have too much dick and you can have too much tit. I mean, they damn near down to your belly button, and it's not like they sagging down. It's because you had a big dinner plate implant. Are those breasts or are those dinner plates? And them big Chinette plates too that you get at a family reunion. You could get 2 ribs, a hamburger, a hot dog, a good side of macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, and some greens on one of them titties. Is that a titty or a tire? Is that a titty or a hubcap? You got 20s on your chest. Now, I've seen breasts in my time. I ain't seen breasts that look like that. That's gotta be implants. That's gotta be implants. Maybe if they weren't so smashed, they'd look more breast-like and less plate-like. Oh God, Moneta and this collusion, delusion, I don't care. You don't care. More importantly, you don't care. Yes, we know. We have
Marlo Amos.
Sheree can't pay Whitfield, Sanya, wrong team Ross on one team, and the other heifers on the other team. This season was weak. Oh God, and we've got No Lip Courtney saying, and I was imitating Drew, and that's why I said this bitch, because I don't use bitch. Bitch, witch, or snitch, you're still a feces to me. I'm sorry, Sanya was talking. And she gonna say, Candy, well, you set this precedent in our friendship. When Drew flipped her hair in my face, you said it was funny. So I felt free to laugh at you. Girl, you are grasping at straws. My dog's hair is thicker than your plot line. Sheree, you were not trying to keep the peace when Moneta called you a hyena. You were knocking on that door
With the same warrant ankle as Marlo Amos. You kicked on Kenya's door too.
Sheree, stop trying to rest on this laurel of, I'm trying to keep the peace, You ain't trying to keep nothing but a check heifer.
So Marlo Amos says, well, you know, I sent the footage to LaToya because I thought she'd tell the truth and aired you out.
I mean, Marlo, you was just trying to get a plot line with some heifer that wasn't even on the show. You barely got on yourself. You just got your peach, and it still hasn't ripened to fruition. You got a hard peach. You need to let yours soften up before you try to bring other heifers back on the show that wasn't nobody that interested in the first place. Wait, we have to go back to the trip to Birmingham? Andy, don't nobody care. It was tired and trifling, but Kenya's vacations always focus around herself, but even Birmingham didn't want to celebrate her. I don't know why they invited her. It seemed like they invited her to tell her to go home. So we closing out with Kenya's salon still under construction, and why ain't it done? You said we missed out on the filming of the opening. Well, it seemed like it was a soft opening. Why don't you make it a hard opening? Firm it up. You can't firm up your relationship, firm up your business, heifer. Drew's telling Courtney, don't you ever speak on my son. It's that sorry sissy that was on House of Aaron. Shout out to House of Aaron, because he can do a good interview and always brings some exclusive tea. So shout out to House of Aaron. But the sorry sissy who said he was snatched, although he was looking like a slug, was the one who said you weren't raising your kids. It didn't come out of No Lip Courtney's mouth. Don't you ever put my son's name in your mouth, or what will you do? Now, hold on, Courtney. You Ralph's cousin, so how you talking about Ralph's child? Because Drew's child is Ralph's child. Remember? See, this is what happens when you reach too far and your arms are too short and your lip is non-existent. Oh, that's right. Drew wanted Ralph to adopt her child so she could go enjoy her lesbonics. Well, that's not talking about the child. That's talking about your piss-poor parenting and neglectful ways. But that was the shit, and I'ma see you soon for something. And something with Bronx. You are not a real cousin. You're unverifiable, and so is your talent. So is your talent. It is unverifiable.